setting up the Apple Classroom will really help with your management of iPad use in the classroom. So I've opened the app, so I've got my iPad, the teacher iPad on the left and the student iPad on the right. So I'm going to show you what both of those look like. So you can see that I've already set up my class 6B. You would click the plus button to create your own. Going to head in there, you can see I have some students already, but if I had a new student attending or if I was doing this for the first time, I am going to click the three dots up there and invite students. This generates a code. It is new every time, so you do need to do it each time you add new students. So the students would head to their settings and you can see there is the Classroom app about fourth down. And what they are going to do is add 6B 2022. So what might happen if it is a student-owned device is it will prompt to ask permission. So there might be a button somewhere in the middle of the screen that says something like request to lock screen, and it might say ask or always. You must have the student on always so you can ensure that when you lock the iPad it actually does it and it doesn't ask them to accept it. So I'm going to click add 6B 2022, and here you can see that this iPad is named 718. It might have the student's name as well. So you would type in that code, which is 0980, add, and then you can see it pops up on the staff iPad immediately. You would wait for all of the students to be ready and click add. Simple as that. From there, what you can do is, now again, your screen might look a little bit different if it's not in the latest update of Classroom, but the functionality is pretty much the same. You can see at the moment, I can see all of the student screens. The other iPads are turned off. So I can either see their faces or I can see the screen by pressing the four dots in the middle of the screen at the top. I can lock those iPads. You can see what that looks like for the student. And then I can unlock it. Again, I can mute student iPads. In the left here next to the edit button, there's like a layer. They are your apps. And I tap that and I want them to head to, well, let's just go with Education Perfect. I want them to head to Education Perfect. I can either just tap that straight away and bang, it opens Education Perfect, or what I can do is if I want them to ensure that they stay inside that app, I select that little toggle, lock in app after opening, go in there. So what happens now is the student can't actually exit that app. The home button doesn't do anything. The lock button doesn't really do anything. They can get around that by switching off their Bluetooth or turning the iPad all the way off and then restarting it. But you will see that on your screen that the students has been opened. So to exit the class, now I'm just going to unlock that and just use this student iPad really quickly to show you something else. So the lesson's finished. And this is a good habit to sort of get into at the end of each session or lesson, is tapping those three dots again and ending the class. So what this does is shows which apps were utilized by the students during that session. You can see that 718, which is that new student that I added, actually accessed 6 apps in the session. And it shows when in the session and for how long. You can see that I just did it really quickly, but if a student happened to be on Sketchbook when they weren't supposed to, it might say 5 minutes or whatever. And that's just a nice little thing that you can be like, you can have that chat with the kid next time. That's a really quick overview of the Classroom app.